come? Oh, there I go. Hello. Oh, let me turn this light down. I was taking pictures earlier. I had it cranked up, but we don't need it that bright for me. Good evening. Sorry about our tardiness. My computer decided that she was going to update right now. She did not care about the fact that I have plans. She doesn't care. Oh, this cord is showing. I don't like that.
Do you like it, zombie?
Do I sound okay, babe? Oh, you know what? Let me change my mic. Good evening. Good evening. You guys can tell it's mayhem already. Okay, now I think I'm on the right mic. Hello. Crafting with Tracy hugs. Hey, I see you're on the vertical. And Carol, I see you're on the vertical also. If you guys don't want to be on that one, you can pop out and go back to my channel and you guys will see that there's a landscape option. So that you guys don't have to watch it on the small screen, especially if you're watching like from your TV. That's not optimum.
It took my money back.
It took your money back.
Yeah, it wouldn't give my money back.
And we do have little people with us. So you guys may hear extra stuff. Just, So, am I okay, babe?
You're okay on YouTube. On Facebook. I'm trying to find the landscape.
Yes, we have little people in the house tonight. Little people who's not so little anymore.
No, although his sister's head was the same size as his.
Well, I mean, the babies have the big heads and then they grow into them. That's how it goes.
There we go. All right, I see you.
You see me? Can you hear me okay? This cord. I know. That's what I'm trying to rectify here. I think that will work. Okay. Okay. I think we're okay now. So we can say hi to whoever's here.
Sure. We have on YouTube Lee Brown from sunny Santa Barbara, California. Lynn Bagliano, Jerry Peter, Jolene DePitt, Kim Lamar, Karen Nance, and yes, Little in the house.
There is. We have the little people.
And over on the Facebook, at the moment I only see Karen Moyer, but Karen Moyer is not an only.
Okay.
She's not only. But she's the only one I see at the moment. Well, Flea just came in.
Okay. Good evening, you guys. We apologize for the tardiness. Literally, I came in to go live, and my computer I've been like putting it on asleep to do updates probably for the last 2 weeks, and she just decided that she was done with that and that she was going to update right now. So I had to wait for that, but we're here, and I'm happy that you guys are here. And hopefully you guys will enjoy tonight's project. Warning, I'm obsessed, so I might be a little excited tonight. Let me put you guys down. I'm just cleaning off my little thingy with some alcohol wipes before we get started. Oh, I didn't even add my extra camera. Let me do that. I was so busy trying to get here that I did not. Let's trade places. You guys don't need to see me, right? Okay, so I notice I have a habit of moving out of the frame, so I'm going to try to stay in frame today. Let me move this up a little bit because that might help. I'm going through and editing my lives, and I'm like, Lord, I was out of frame for like a third of the video. So I have this old clipboard, and it's like a really cool one because I'm using this. I found this clamp at a yard sale, and it was perfect for today. So I'm using it, but it doesn't have a hole, so I had to use this versus what we normally do. But how fun is it going to be able to put something on that part? So, oh, I should probably introduce myself, huh? In case we have new people. Good evening. My name is Royce Bell, and the voice that you will hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell. And together we make up Royce Cycle, the Treasures. We meet here every Sunday for chatting, crafting, I'm crafting and some chatting. We don't know what David's going to chat about, so it just depends. And sometimes we have our little people. Our grandson is here tonight, so you may hear a little chatter from him as well. So on Sunday night, generally speaking, we upcycle and repurpose using like different craft supplies. Tonight is going to be a bit of a crossover because I am obsessed. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. So on Mondays, every Monday we meet at 10 a.m. for our Mad Scientist Monday, where we generally work in the Royce journal. And last Monday, you guys, we did a project where we used the paintable, the recycled paintable decoupage paper, and I decoupaged it right over. These dark pages are actually in the recycled journal. And my primary purpose for this was just to show how to use a pastel ground with pastels and pencils so that you guys can get like this really vibrant effect. But because we play a game on Monday where I literally do not know what we're going to do, I have a can of popsicle sticks, which I don't know where they are. I cleaned off my table because I was a guest on Decoupage Queen. So I told Megan that I'm blaming her for the next 2 weeks when I can't find anything. So I have these popsicle sticks and I pull them out randomly and they decide what I'm going to do for a project. And so I did not know that we were going to do this specifically on Monday. And honestly, if I hadn't been playing with you guys, I don't know that I ever would have arrived at this process. And now that I've arrived here and that I've done it once, I'm obsessed. And so we're going to take this. A lot of times you guys will hear me say something like, you can experiment in your journals. And then if you find something that you love, you can take that process and you can apply it to anything. So I'm going to demonstrate that tonight. And right when we were coming off, Connie Burkham asked me about whether or not this would transfer to my other page. And the answer is yes and no, Connie. So if I were to just close it like this without putting anything in between, yes, this is not set at all. So it would transfer to my other page. So I just stuck a deli sheet in there to keep that from happening. But once I'm ready to seal this, I have several options for sealing. I can use a workable fixative that I can spray over the top, and this will fix it and still enable me to continue working and doing other things. You also have like a Winsor & Newton, which is a more like professional artist, I guess, sealer that you can use on these. And then for my peoples, I know you guys have craft supplies. You guys may be more than likely to have this on your desk. You can use this. It's probably going to make everything here darker, but it'll set your pastels in place. So we're going to play with some pastels, some pencils, some charcoal today. Even though we're making like something that we can use, it doesn't mean that you cannot use supplies that are considered more like art supplies. So that's what we're doing today. But before I get started, we have to prep our surface. So I'll be using this clipboard for our project today. I'm going to be going over the background. I'm going to be using Pent Arch Primer Paste. I have not used this before. I'm going to use this to prime my surface and also to paint it white because I want to decoupage with a darker decoupage paper. I haven't decided if I'm going to use this one, which I cannot think of the name of it. It is Homer, I think. No, Hardware. This is the Hardware decoupage paper. Or if I'm going to use the coffee sack. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use, but I did want to use a darker background. And we're going to be using a piece of the recycled paintable decoupage paper, the paintable floral decoupage paper as well. So I'm going to be using this for sure. And then I don't know which background we're going to use. I really am torn. I think that a flower, I love the idea of using like this really pretty delicate flower on top of something that's more like industrial or utilitarian. So I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. Maybe you guys can vote. Which one do you guys want to see in the background? Hardware or coffee sack? You guys vote. I should have made a poll. But while I'm prepping the surface, you guys can vote about that. I'll also be using some some fluid acrylics. I don't know which one I'm going to use. This one is black. This one is sepia. Which one I use depends on which paper I use, because we're going to be using a pastel ground today, and we use this on Monday. So if you guys joined me on Monday, you saw this already, but I'll be using it again tonight. However, because we're going over a dark background, I'm going to be tinting my pastel using the fluid acrylics. On this project, you guys can see that the pastel ground is transparent, but it can make your dark pages look a little ashy, right? Like this side, I don't have anything on. This side, I did go over with some dark pastel to kind of kick that back a little bit. But I'm curious to see what would happen if I tinted it first, if I would get this same, kind of white cast or not. So I'm going to experiment a little bit with that. And I'm going to be using Decor Varnish Soft Touch from PinTart. And of course, I'm using these specific supplies. If you guys have another primer on your, desk that you're already using, it'll be fine. This is just the primer that I'm using. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so I want to use that tonight. Same thing with my decoupage. I'm using the Decor Varnish Soft Touch, but whatever decoupage product that you use, you can use that. So if you're someone who has like chalk paints or clay paints on your desk, then you probably have a water-based varnish or top coat, and you can use that to either adhere and or seal your paper, right? If you're someone who has like acrylic products on your in your space, then you can use like a matte medium or a gloss medium to both adhere and to seal your paper. So you guys don't have to use the exact things that I'm using. You probably have something on your desk already that you can use. I will say that this is the only transparent pastel ground that I found. I'm not saying it's the only one. I'm sure there are other brands, but this is the only one that I've had experience with so far. I also have some pan pastels pulled out, some charcoals, some charcoal pencils, and a whole thing of pastels. So we're going to play a little bit tonight with the pastels and and you guys will notice that these are all like dry mediums that we're working with tonight. And then of course, I'll be sealing my piece with one of the spray sealers that I showed earlier. So I have a lot of stuff pulled out. I don't know exactly what we're going to use. Y'all know how I roll. So we'll see what actually gets used tonight. But I'm going to start by priming the surface. I kind of want to scuff this up a little bit. Maybe I don't. Maybe we'll test this product out and see. And when I'm live, I'm sorry, real quick. When I'm live, you guys, I'm really testing the limits of these products because I'm just going to like dry it really quickly. But if you're home and like you're priming your surface, let it sit for a little bit. Don't go right over the top. You guys have time. And tonight we're only using our primer for adhesion, so I don't have to leave it on as long. If you're using a primer over like bare wood and your intent is to have it block any tannins or stains, you really want to leave it overnight to give that primer an opportunity to really do its job. Okay, babe, sorry.
Excuse me. Flea asked, did you say you were going to cover the clip on the clipboard?
I am going to cover it, Flea. I don't know if we'll have time tonight to cover it, but yes, I do want to cover it. And honestly, I won't know what I'm going to do with it until I do this part, and then I'll have like a visual idea of what to do with that part.
Then we have Amy Waters, Karen Moyer, Flea, Alyssa Elizabeth, and Jerry Peter like hardware, Karen Nance, Tina Burke like the coffee set.
Okay.
All right, now I have a question for everybody. And this is not a, I'm asking a legitimate question, not a make Dave's ego great. You've been doing Mad Science, Royce has been doing Mad Scientist Monday, and obviously I'm not here. I'm working during the day. It's at 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern.
Are you trying to get out of a job?
I'm asking, you've gotten really comfortable at talking without having somebody here moderating, for lack of a better term. I'm curious what the audience likes.
Oh. They're gonna
Because
like
when
your.
you started, you were not comfortable.
Well, when we started, all I had was my phone on a
Right.
wine bottle across the room, so I couldn't see the comments.
And it wasn't just that. You also got distracted. You said that.
Yes.
You would get distracted. So, not that I mind. I don't mind doing Sundays. I'm just curious what the thought process is
Okay.
and what folks prefer.
Thank you, Flea.
Jerry Peters asks, where do you get your clipboards?
You know what? This one I got it from the thrift store, Jerry. Whenever I go to the thrift store, I always go over to like the office supply area, and they have the best craft supplies. You can get old labels. You'll find, clipboards over there, folders. I don't know, bubble, old like bubble folders, bubble wrap. They have like the best stuff over there in that area. And I didn't used to think about going over there because like who's shopping for office supplies, right? But they have so much cool stuff for crafts in the office supply section at the thrift store.
So Karen and Flea say, Dave, don't leave. Again, this is not a Dave thing. This is a you thing. You, the audience. What do you prefer?
Yes. Flea says, nice try. You don't want to read her comment, do you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get out of it. I really want to know what people want.
I know. I'm just messing with
Because me
you.
and the man here are fine. We're doing great.
You guys are hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That dried really quickly. I'm going to do another layer of this. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly. And I spritzed some water just because I wanted it to move a little better. So the opacity on here, you guys can see that, right? We don't have a ton of opacity. So I'm going to do another layer. And this is the primer paste or the gesso from Pins-Art.
Chris Schmidt says the size and shape of the clip seems perfect for one of the labels from the labels master book.
Ooh, that would be a good idea. And then I could put a saying in there. There is a maker, and if she's here, she's going to be up with me. I meant to look her up. She does these little like shelf sitter blocks. If any of you guys know who I'm talking about, please give me the name because I meant to look it up before I came on because I cannot trust myself to remember.
We
And
have visitors.
yes, that too. But she makes these super cute shelf sitters, and she has the best snarky remarks on them. I love them. Whenever she posts, I literally go through and read every single block just so I can see what's on there. But I noticed that she started selling the printables, which I think is such a good idea. So you can buy the printable and cut them out for your projects. And so I meant to go on and buy one because I think I'm going to want to use one of those comments. I still will because I don't think we're going to get to this part tonight. Just don't think we're going to have time. So I think I'm going to go on there and buy one of her printables. Hopefully I can just buy it. I didn't really read the thing to see if it's like a membership or if I can just purchase one. But I'm going to go see.
Carolyn Volpe and Tina Todd says Natalie from Sparks of Joy.
Sparks of Joy. Thank you. Yes, that's who it is. And so I want to go buy some of her sayings. And so I thought Chris label right here would be super cute. And then I could put one of Sparks of Joy's saying on there. And then maybe even put like a transfer over that. But I feel like I need to see this first. And then I'll know what to put on there. Now, my base doesn't need to be perfect because I'm going to decoupage over it anyways. But I do, generally speaking, like to start with a light base round, a light background or base coat so that my decoupage art really pops off of the surface. And even though I'm using dark colors tonight, it still has a lot of light pieces in there. And I want those to pop off of the dark background. So I'm going to dry this really quickly. And then we'll move on to the decoupage. Do we get enough votes for the background decoupage paper, babe?
The number one vote getter was hardware.
Hardware, okay.
Carolyn Volpe says they are free in her downloads.
Oh, they're free?
I think you still should reach out.
Oh, yeah, I'll reach out.
Yeah. Well, you do free stuff too. You do the free PDF for those that sign up for your email list?
I do. Speaking of which, baby, if you guys are interested in how to use mediums, one of the mediums that's on my list that we'll be using tonight is pastel ground. You guys have heard me talk about watercolor ground, regular gesso, clear gesso. If you would like to get a PDF that explains the different mediums and how you can use them, I say in your journal, but it's really how you can use them anywhere. Then if you're on Facebook, you can put hashtag medium. If you are on YouTube, I will put a QR code and you guys can go here and you guys can snag your copy of with this information on it.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go, Tinkle? Okay.
We'll do that.
Okay, I'll be here. You can go ahead, Papa. Grandpa's right behind you because he is in a tight. I can tell by his posture. Okay, I want to make sure that that's good and dry because I don't want to get any white paint or something on my paper. So this is it. And it really does go over like each each product. Look at, you guys can tell I've been using this. So it's 5 acrylic mediums to prep your journal pages. And on each page, it goes over, like this one is gel medium. And then you have some definitions and uses for how to use it. So it's just information for you guys to have. And then there's some tips and tricks in the back, some bonus tips and tricks. So if you guys want a copy of this, then you guys can just do the things that we just talked about right now. Because a lot of times people will tell you, oh, you can't do that, because it won't work with that. But there are a lot of ways that you can cheat and prepare your surface to do just about anything. Not anything, but almost anything. Thank you, Carolyn. I'll go check. But that is a free download. So maybe that's why she's doing it the same way. And if you get the download, just know that you will be added to my email list. And I generally send out a weekly email. Sometimes it might be more, depending. But I don't feel like I'm spamming you. I'm just sending you good stuff. Okay. That dried really, really quickly. So everybody, it sounds like most people voted for hardware. So let's do hardware. David and I went to a lavender festival yesterday, and I almost passed out in the heat, y'all. It was hot. I'm trying to figure out how I want this on here because I don't have to put it on like the way it's supposed to be on, right? And I kind of want the dark section to be at the bottom. Although I do have this small end right here. Let me see. Oh, that'd be kind of cool on the top, right? Although I don't know if you're going to see it, but you may see it peeking out. And if I had garden on the bottom, that would be cool, right? So let's do that. So I have it on here. I'm going to go around the edges with my finger, and that's going to leave a little mark on my paper so that I know where to trim. Oh, Lord, you guys. I'm sweating. A hot flash is coming on. Hey, Wanda. So I'm going to run my finger all the way around so I'll know where to trim. And I know I'm kind of using a lot of the paper for this one project, but I'll have paper left for smaller projects. It'll be fine. Because I'm cutting in the middle, though, I think I'm going to... Huh? Okay, come on in, baby, and close the door, okay? Thank you. We got to let some cold air stay in here because Grandma is melting. I'm going to go ahead and do a long strip here because I am cutting like right in the middle of my paper. So I'll try to keep as much of it as possible whole. to give me options later. And I'm not cutting right on my line. I'm cutting a little past it just in case. You know how sometimes you think you're cutting right and you're not? I want to give myself some grace. So I cannot see that top line at all. So I'm going to go up past this little thing. Oh, how weird. I can't see it. So I'm just going to cut right here. I know it wasn't past this thing. And the cool thing about the bricks is I can just follow them. So I'd rather cut it a little bit too big and have to trim it a little bit than to cut it too short. And then I'll be sad. So this is going to be my background. So it really doesn't matter that everything is perfect. This garden is going to be on the bottom, and I think you'll be able to see it though. So I do want to make sure that that makes it on to my board. Woo, I cut that close, didn't I? Oh, I know, it's fine. I just told him to make sure and close that door because I'm sweating, but I think it's just me. When I was live on Decoupage Queen on Friday, Megan and I were laughing because we both had to turn our ACs off during the live. So we were dewy. Okay. So I think that's good. So we'll go ahead and get this decoupage down. I will be misting my paper. If you're new here, all I have in this bottle is water. There's nothing special in here. And I am just misting my paper. And I'm only going to mist half of my paper, you guys. I'll miss the top half when I get up there. And the reason I mist my paper is just so that the paper fibers relax and my paper like pre-stretches. That way, when I go to decoupage, when it comes into contact with my decoupage medium, it won't wrinkle because it's already stretched.
Can I play catch up?
Sure.
Tina Todd, my grandson's first birthday party was yesterday.
Oh.
Beautiful blue skies in Maryland. Humidity for once not too bad, but definitely hot. I'm assuming you talked about yesterday.
I did.
And Jenny Marmion said, I told David to get you some water.
I know, I saw it was so hot. And we did like a quick little, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect when we got there, but I knew that I wanted to do like some photos. And so we were trying to hurry up and get a little mini photo shoot in. And yes, it was so hot. I'm glad we did that like on the way in because I would not have been up to it on the way out. I'm shaking this up because it's a little separated.
Rajani Doyle says, tried the Lavender Festival last year. Did not get out of the car because it was too hot.
It was so hot. And we got lost. That's a whole nother conversation.
Ariceles Escobar, I apologize. She says a word I don't know how to pronounce. It says Hola Yarda. Royce and everyone, Querida. I apologize. I don't speak Spanish.
Hello, welcome.
Where Johnny earlier said that because she lives around the corner from us,
Mm-hmm.
we got 6 inches of rain today. Every raindrop was 6 inches apart.
I was gonna say 6 inches. It rained for like a millisecond.
Yeah, just long enough to hear it.
Yes.
Hey, what's that sound? Oh, it's rain. Oh, it's over.
Exactly.
Which was not predicted for today. So
Oh.
we'll take the surprise rain.
So
it was nothing.
that's now that my anchor row is down, I don't have to worry about my paper like tilting, and I know it's gonna lay the way I intended. So now I can move a little bit more recklessly now. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish decoupaging the rest of this.
Jerry Peters said, saw the photo, was afraid you would pass out. I'll be honest, I chose a photo. So we took a lot of photos.
Yes.
And I didn't want to use a photo that I thought Royce might use later.
Yes, because we're taking these photos for a very specific reason. And so
Focus.
I'm out of focus.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't
There
know.
you go. Now it's come back in focus. I think it's because your hand is getting a little too close to the camera.
It's the white. As soon as I cover it up, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
The camera doesn't like white for some reason. So as soon as I cover up this white on the clipboard, it'll behave.
So I apologize. What were we talking about? Oh, photos. So I just wanted to choose a photo that I knew would not get used anywhere.
Yes. I would not be using that photo.
I didn't
Maybe.
think you would. So like, okay, can I come up with a silly comment to go with it? Because it's literally you just moving your head.
Yeah.
It's not like you were actually disgusted or anything. It was you. I just caught you mid-turn.
Yeah. And we were kind of talking to some ladies that were standing there too. So.
Oh, Megan is here. Megan.
Hey, Megan, I already lost something. Megan, I already blamed you, just so you know. You weren't here to hear it, but.
Megan is here. That's coming up, isn't it?
New York, it is the end of July. It's right around the corner.
So is that Megan? Is there a wait list?
For.
It's sold out, right?
It's sold out.
It's sold out, but I thought maybe there's a wait list.
Oh.
With this economy, not everybody can make things, and
Yeah.
heck, I don't know how many people can afford to drive.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought if there's a wait list, people could get on it.
Yeah.
If nothing else, get on the list for next year.
Or they have another one coming in November, I believe.
There you go.
So this is all down, and you guys will see that I don't have any wrinkles because I misted. And you guys see I misted the first half, and I decoupaged the first half, and then I misted the second half. And so if you're decoupaging something larger, that's a way that you can do it, so that you can kind of like deal with it. I'm trying to get my camera right and stay in the middle. So I'm going to dry this before I trim it. And then we're going to get to the exciting part. I almost did this part off camera, but I thought we might have somebody new. And I'm using this soft touch varnish, you guys. It's so not weird, but it's like super matte. It almost feels like velvet. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Karen Nance says members sold out too.
Oh, okay. There's that. Well, I did find a location for the Royce Cycled retreat, so we will be having another retreat next year. However, it's going to be a lot smaller. Like the maximum number of tickets we have are 30. And I think that might be including guests. So it might be less than that, depending on if we have any guests coming. So you guys look out for that. I'll be posting that pretty soon.
I can say next year, but the year after, it should be awesome because the hotel is a go.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Ooh.
So our economic development group here has been trying to build a new boutique hotel in our downtown.
In downtown, you guys. Could you even imagine? Sorry.
Basically across the street from the coffee shop.
Yes.
So
across from Genevieve's.
For about 4 years. And they're trying to cobble together parcels. And there was one that they were waiting on, owned by Chase Bank.
Yeah.
And it's not that Chase doesn't want to sell it. It's which department is going to approve it and not. And
oh yeah, because Chase is so big.
It's a corporation.
Yeah.
So these lawyers have to talk to that lawyer and this real estate owned and that.
Yeah.
It's finally in escrow.
Okay.
Well, because it's in escrow right now, it will not be developed by the time your event happens.
Not this year.
Because that would have been perfect. Literally, the hotel would have been half a block away.
Yeah, literally right next door.
Yeah, right next door.
And that because the women's club is on the end of the block.
It's on the. There's two banks back to back, Chase and Washington Federal, and then the women's club.
Yes.
So it would have been kitty corner to the venue.
Yes.
And across the street from the coffee shop. I mean, that's the dream.
to have it all right there downtown.
Yep. But it's going to be at least 28. But our theater should be done by this Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
I'm now on the task force to figure out how we're going to run it.
Oh.
Well, I volunteered for that.
Oh man.
I don't want to leave that up to some others.
Some others.
Because I want people to use it.
What?
Oh yeah, we really want.
So we should have that. Let's see. Kristen.
Look what I did. I tore right there.
Says we need a Royce retreat in Wisconsin. And Jenny Merman says my husband's watching the UFC fight. I swear I heard them announce one of the fighters was from Safford. He is.
He is. If you, those of you who were here, you probably saw Justin's huge mural on the side of Genevieve's.
Yeah, the coffee shop.
Yeah.
The big mural on the side of the coffee shop is that guy. So yes, he's from here. I see his mom. Matter of fact, I'm going to see his. Well, no, I'm not going to see his mom.
No, because she's in. See.
Because she's in D.C. She sits on one of the town councils here, and they meet tomorrow. But the mayor's not going to be here either. They might have moved the meeting. I got to double check because the mayor's at that fight too.
It's summertime, so you know people. It gets sketchy around here.
No, they got to approve budgets still.
Oh, okay.
So,
I just know that school gets out and people are like out.
Yeah, they got 3 weeks to approve the next year's budget.
Oh.
So, but the meeting might be moved. At least 2 of them are going.
Okay.
So
you guys see the paper right here. So I'm attempting to repair it. So I went ahead and reattached it really well. And the reason I tore it was because it wasn't attached really, and it wasn't really dry all the way. So if you really don't want to risk tearing your paper, make sure it's dry all the way before you start trimming. And just make sure your edges are tacked down really well, and you're less likely to do that. But I think we're going to be okay. I love this varnish. It feels like velvet. I'm sorry. Yes.
That's exactly what Megan said. I've been dying for you to try it. Isn't that soft touch crazy?
You know what? It feels like the cover of the Royce Journal. That's what it feels like.
All right. And she said both camps are sold out, but you can sign up for email notification in case someone can't come. So that would be Ellen J. Goods.
You can put the email in there, Megan. That way people can see it. I do not want to lie to people.
And Christine B., I agree. We need a retreat in Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin.
Is that where you went? Is that where Sonnet is?
That's where Sonnet is.
I went to Sonnet's year before last.
In Appleton.
Let Megan have her way. Lynn and I will be traveling all over the place.
I'm on Megan's team on this one.
I know.
I've been pushing for you to do retreats all over the U.S. and Canada for about 5 years.
I know. It's just working out the logistics, baby.
I know.
Okay. See that? I tore that, and now you can't even tell. Nobody has to know.
And for those that, all right, so all of you say you want to hear me, you're going to hear me now.
I'm going to do another coat really quick over this, just because I tore that edge, and I want to cover that, and I don't know. We're going to be, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to dry this really well, because we're going to be doing a lot of layers tonight, so I think we'll be fine. Carry on, darling.
I'm not going to say what they are, because I don't want to commit you to anything. Over the last week, I have pushed to 2 new projects, not products, projects.
Look, I'm trying to remember what projects.
The one involves the journal. That was
Oh, yes, that was just today.
So today is Dave laying the groundwork.
Yes.
That one might happen. So you guys all need to play with your journals, because if I have my way, you will be doing something with the journal with Royce. And then the other one's a local thing that Royce tells me is too hard.
Oh, no, I won't do that.
Exactly. But I think it's a great idea. So I need you to just say, trust Dave.
No, Jerry, David will not be coming with me to New York. He has to work.
I would love to. She's not.
I mean, you could.
Megan and Lynn aren't too far from Toronto, which is where I like to go.
Oh.
But I can't get off of work right now. So
I know I mentioned to Reed that you'd be taking off to take me to the airport.
say it again.
I mentioned to Reed that you'd be taking off to take me to the airport.
Yes.
Because somebody else was talking and she was saying that she had to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning to drive to the airport herself. And I was like, your husband's not taking you? And she's like, no. I'm like, oh, my husband's taking off to take me.
Well, when we say Dave is taking off, that just means Dave does double the work
I
the
know.
previous day or two because news doesn't end.
What you always
So
do
I have to
double
make
the work,
sure
though.
that whoever's going to fill in for me has content.
Yes.
Because they don't know how to go out and look for news. They're just voicing it.
Mm. Which summertime is already hard for news
And it's already
because
difficult.
everybody's gone. I'm just going around my edges, you guys, and making sure everything is tacked down really well before I move on to my next steps. Okay. Sorry. And this is just going to be our backdrop. Now, our next layer that we're going to put on top of this is going to be the recycled paintable floral. You guys probably know that this is my favorite, right? I'm sure you guys have caught on by now. Do we need the whole flower? Or do we just need a piece of the flower? I'm going to go ahead and trim off. This one's kind of going off edge anyway, so I'm thinking I'll use that one rather than sacrificing the middle of the paper. Although this one's kind of off edge and we get more of the flower. I think I'm going to do this one or this one.
You know, I didn't do this earlier. Can I ask everybody if you're on Facebook, please share? Put a comment in if you haven't already. It really does help. It helps spread this out to people who want to see it. And there are some folks that still, Arizona's on that funky no time change. So some people are like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. You're just coming on. No, we've been on for an hour.
It is 6 o'clock already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So share it. It does help. Make a comment. If you're on YouTube, make a comment. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. That really does help the channel. And we would really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. And Megan, is Megan still here? Are you still here, Megan?
She appears to be still here.
Okay. So super quick, you guys, I ended up doing 2 projects on Decoupage Queen on Friday. Where are they? Oh, they're over here. And I wanted to show you something, Megan, because something happened that I didn't plan for, but that ended up being pretty cool. So this was the plate that I did, the reverse decoupage, and I used the crackle on it. It came out super cute. And this is one of Lynn's new holiday designs. I forgot the name of this one. This one was my favorite, which surprised me. Lynn surprised Lynn. It surprised me too. I just thought I would like the other one. I like all of them, but I thought this one, we were all surprised that this one was the one I chose to use. But so we did a plate and we used a soft touch gold around the edge of this one, which this one went pretty much as planned. But on this one, like last minute, I decided to do the glitter decoupage glue, which you guys can't see the glitter, but it's on there. It's just really, it's not like glitter. It's just a little bit. It's really pretty. But I think because I put the decoupage glue and I barely dried it and went over it with the white paint, I got some crackle. Can you guys see that crackle? It's so hard to see. I got crackle in the paint. It's interesting. I hadn't planned for that. It looks really cool though. So I could go in with another color, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just leave it. But these are the projects that I did on Decoupage Queen's page on Friday. So I've been trying the rice papers. I will say that Decoupage Queen's rice papers are not as fibrous as the ones I've used in the past. And so I do kind of like them. I mean, not kind of like them. I like them better than the ones I've seen before. You guys have heard me talk about rice paper before.
Jenny Marmion said she missed it. What medium did you use?
Tonight I used the Decor Varnish Soft Touch by Pentart.
And Flea said she used Paintable Butterfly in her journal today.
Ooh.
Paintable Botanical is her go-to. And let's see. Cindy Nygaard says hello from New York City.
Hi, Cindy.
NBA champs.
Oh yeah, I know, right? The Knicks took it. That song has been playing on my TikTok all week. New York. I don't even know the words to the song. I should, but I do not. So I'm going to use the wet brush method. And what this allows you to do is to make an organic edge while still having control. And whenever I want a lot of control, I'll use a really skinny brush and I'll tear it right away. Because the longer the water stays on there, the more it kind of spreads out. And if you use a really thin line, it kind of dries really quickly. But if I were just cutting it out and I didn't want a lot of control, I could just go all the way around and then just rip it out. But I'm trying to maintain a little bit more control today.
Jerry Peters says, Royce, is PentArt a new product for you, or have you always used that?
You know what? PentArt is relatively new to me. And Megan and I have become good partners, I think. Megan, you can ring in. And I think I'm excited about PentArt because it makes certain products more accessible. And when I say that, sometimes when I use certain supplies, people are like, oh no, those supplies are for artists, and so they won't use them. But PentArt produces like similar products. And for some reason, because it's PentArt, you guys feel like you can have it or you can use it. And so I'm hoping that my partnership with PentArt means that you guys will feel more comfortable using different kind of supplies. Because PentArt has like a trillion. So I hadn't really used a lot of it, I'll be honest. But I've been using it lately. Probably December, January is when I started playing around. And I'll always be honest with you guys too, and I'll always offer you guys different options when I'm using products. And so like tonight was my first night using the white primer gesso, and I did like it. And I feel like it would be really good to use, I have a very specific process when I'm building my backgrounds. And the fact that it's not as opaque is actually going to be fun for me to use. Because I like to make wild color backgrounds and then kind of push them back a little bit and then start my painting on top of that.
Jerry Peters says, is there a store that sells PentArt?
There are retailers everywhere. I bet you if you have someone that you're buying transfers, decoupage paper from, that they're probably carrying PentArt.
From Rust to Vintage says, I've been using PentArt for a couple of years. Love it.
Hey, Marla. Marla, don't fire me. I'm going to send you another apron too. Marla's probably ready to fire me. He's like, Royce got to go. She working my nerves. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't know. I just didn't use it. And it's funny because Carmen sent me the Fine Line Crackle and I was going to use it and I couldn't find it. But I found it this week, oddly enough, while I was cleaning up. And I know I could do some of this before we go live, but sometimes when someone's explaining something to you, but you don't have like a visual context for it, it doesn't make sense. And so I do like showing you guys what I'm talking about. And this is probably going to be a two-parter, this project. I can sense it in my bones. But I do want to at least get to a certain point. What time is it? 5:59? I think we'll be okay. So when I made the paintable decoupage paper, I was really only thinking about paint. And then once I got it, I was like, ooh, it's so fun. I used it with some of my colored pencils. And then a lot of you guys have been using water paint, which is excellent because it's transparent and it makes it super easy, right? But using the pastel ground has now opened up a whole nother like group of products for me to use with the paper.
And Rusty Vintage said, just give me the laugh.
Just give you the laugh. Girl, my boys, they used to hate my laugh. They said I sounded like a crazy person. We're almost there, you guys. We're nearing the promised land.
Louis Stevens says, I like Pentard. I can usually find the products I'm looking for, but it is annoying when you drive to the store and find they're out.
Oh.
Well, that's anything.
Yeah.
Hey, that's been the grocery store for the last 2 months around here.
I know. The semis don't make it. No, we don't have it here.
Honestly, it's been like that for about 5 years.
It's been pretty much since COVID.
Yeah.
And I think that these companies, they think AI can do a better job of managing inventory than real people.
Yeah, if you're using AI for logistics, you're in trouble.
I think that's what Walmart does anyways, because I'm like, you guys should have extra groceries. Like, do you know when PD gets paid? Like, there are certain things that are unique to our area that a person would know, right? PD payday is these days. I think all the municipalities get paid on the same day.
That I don't know. I remember when I was at the newspaper, we were paid the opposite week of mine.
And you hear, I said PD. Did you hear
know,
that? That's funny.
What I was told. It's like you can tell when it's PD payday, and I'm like, what is PD?
What is PD? I know Phelps Dodge has not owned that mine in probably 20 something years, but I still say PD.
But everybody around here does.
I know. That's funny. Okay. So, ooh, doesn't she look pretty? She's all cut out and lacy. I love this flower so much. I don't know if you guys are tired of seeing it, but I love her.
Jerry Peters says, Royce, can you explain the postal grounds and does it have grounds in it?
The pastel. Okay, so that's what we're working on tonight. Yes.
Oh, got it.
So the pastel ground has like almost like a pumice in it. Really, it's really, really gritty. It's literally like, let me see. I have several sandpapers here. I'm gonna fill them and see. Not like a 120. It's not that rough. It's like a what? It's like a 220 grit sandpaper when you put it on. And so what it does is it makes the surface really rough so that when you go over with the dry medium, it pulls the pigment off and you're just able to build up so much more color than you can if not. So like during Mondays, oh, you can't see it now. I have a short form video on my YouTube page that where I did an example of what it would look like using these mediums on regular paper versus using them on paper that's prepared with the pastel ground. So you can see the difference. It literally turns the page into like sandpaper. And so when you go over it with the pastel, a colored pencil, a charcoal, it like really scrapes all that pigment off so that you can build up like a lot of color. So let's get this on here. I kind of want my garden to show. I don't want to cover that up. And this clamp, I thought this was a good idea because it went this way, but it's kind of a pain. I'm sure it's user error, but you know. Just a tiny bit? Okay. You know, I'll do it sideways. That'll probably help. So, I mean, I don't have to, and this is actually going to be transparent, but once I color it in, it's not. So you guys have seen me talk about the transparency of the paper over and over again. And in this specific application, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised at how much I love this because generally speaking, I'll do this over a lighter surface and it's super easy because my edges disappear, but we're going to put this over a darker surface. I love using the pastel over a darker surface because they just pop off so beautifully. And even though pastels are a product that you would generally use like for a piece of art or in your art journal, You can absolutely use it on something functional. You just have to make sure that you seal it properly. That's all. So we're going to be using pastels tonight, but first I have to get my artwork done. My artwork down. So this flower is from the Royce paintable floral decoupage paper, and I'm going to really maximize the transparency of this paper by decoupaging it using a gloss medium. And you know what? Let me go grab, because that's what I forgot.
I have not had any comments on Facebook.
Oh, we just don't even know what to do with those people over there. Not the people with Facebook.
I'm not ignoring you. Although now two just popped up.
Okay. They heard you talk about them.
Showing us is always better for a visual learner.
Me too. That's why I like to share.
Demonstrating is excellent. That's Kurt Schmidt. Elizabeth Visithin, you need the pastel ground if your decoupage medium is a velvety finish.
Yes, because I'm telling you, when I tell you that pastel ground is like sandpaper, I'm not over exaggerating. It is literally like it's like this. It's like sandpaper. So this is a velvety finish. That's not highly textured. The pastel ground really is laying down pumice, a lot like a piece of sandpaper would. And so, where are my flowers? I just saw them.
And Karen Moyer asked, do you have to paint the back of the flower white first?
No, Karen. This is the awesome part of this. I'm going to show you guys something that I discovered by mistake. Oh, where are my flowers? I had them. Megan, this is your fault. I can't find my flowers because I cleaned up for you. Even though I used them for the live on Monday. You guys have probably seen these before. I have some inside of the Roycycled membership, which I really should advertise the membership more. I don't know why I don't. If you guys are looking for a place to hang out and to really explore products, consider joining the Roycycled membership. And when I say explore, I mean deep dive explorations. Right now we're exploring texture, and we are like reviewing products one by one, and we probably spend 2 weeks on each product doing experiments, asking what if. And because we meet in a live setting, kind of like a Zoom, you guys, whoever's there in the membership, who's ever there on the call, are very involved in like the experiments. So it's not just me coming up with experiments. If you guys say, what would happen if, we're like, I don't know, let's see. And we do the experiment together. I can't find my flowers, so I don't have a visual for you today. I will say that when you want to maximize the transparency of your decoupage paper, you want to use a gloss medium. The semi-gloss or the matte, they have particulates in it, and those can be a little bit foggy, not a lot. But if I want to really push transparency, I'm going to go for the glossy because I know it's going to be completely clear and it's not going to have like any kind of fogginess to it. So I'm going to be using the Silky Shine Decoupage Varnishing Glue. Again, if you guys are using, if you're someone who has like chalk paint and mineral paint on your surface or in your studio, you probably have a glossy varnish top coat sealer. Those are all the same thing that you can use to both adhere and to seal your paper. If you're someone who has acrylic products on your table, you can use a gloss medium or a gloss gel or heavy body gel that's gloss. The gloss is really the important part to both adhere and seal your paper. But we're going to be using Pinta Art's Silky Shine because it's a glossy. So that's going to give me the transparency that I need for this product. And I could use a heavy body gel, but we're going to be using the pastel ground, and I want to make sure we can dry everything enough to get to at least start coloring our project. So whenever I want to maximize the transparency of my paper, I start off by misting it evenly. You know how when you're just decoupaging and you're not really paying attention, you mist your paper and some of it may be a little white and some of it's clear, like here. See how that has a little white patch? I don't want that. I want everything to be clear. I don't want my paper to be like drippy wet, but I do want it to be wet enough so that I don't have any white patches. So everything is completely clear. You guys see that? So I'm going to set this aside. And then we're going to put on, I'm getting low. My gloss medium.
Lee asked, is your paper upside down? I'm just getting this.
It is.
So I apologize.
Oh, it's upside down just because it's just sitting over there. I'll put it in a minute.
She also said pastel grounds has silica or pumice in it.
Yeah.
She said the membership group is great. And Chris Schmidt said you had the flowers with the decoupage papers on Friday.
Okay. So we're gonna lay this down, and
Jenny said she couldn't get Facebook to work.
Oh.
I'm telling you, Facebook's just been a mess.
Well, it's been a really extra mess this week in particular. So I'm gonna go ahead and decoupage this down. Now, the 18-pound tissue is pretty like sturdy, but it's still wet tissue, right? So I'm putting it down, but I'm still being careful. And I probably could have used the plastic method. And this would have been probably easier, but I think I'm okay. And so I'm going to put this down with my gloss medium. And then I really do want to go over the top right away with the gloss medium, because that's going to add to the transparency as well. Don't be too loud, okay, Papa?
Not too loud, okay, bud?
Are you doing karate over there? Did I put medium that far down? I covered up a little bit of my garden, but I think we're okay. Or I guess we're going to have to be okay because it's done, right? Okay. So this leaf, I'll take care of that later because it's underneath that clamp. And I will fight with that later. So I have that down. I want to make sure all my edges are flat as possible. Make sure everything is tacked down. But I want to call your attention to how, just how transparent that flower is. Even over this dark surface, it's still pretty transparent. And I think that's what took me by surprise during our experimentation on Monday, is that I've done this over light surfaces before, but I hadn't ever done it over a dark surface. And I do want to call out the fact that I don't think that I would have discovered this process if I hadn't have been experimenting and playing with you guys, right? So by playing the game, the mixed media game, it actually led me to a brand new process that I don't know that I would have come to on my own. And so that's the importance of making time, the importance of like making time in your practice to experiment and to play and to just see like what happens. The mixed media game is particularly fun because it does challenge you to do things that you literally may not have thought of doing. Hey, Colleen. Oh, yeah. David got his package this week.
Oh, is she here?
She is.
Yes, thank you, Colleen. How awesome was that? Captain Canuck #1.
Captain Canuck. Now, who is Captain Canuck?
I was lucky enough, I can answer your question eventually. When I was a teenager, we had a comic book shop that would get comics from Canada. So there were a couple that I was able to get. Cerebus was one, and I was able to get Captain Canuck. I got issue 2, I think. Now with eBay, you get anything if you're willing to pay for it.
Yes.
But back then, in the 70s, you couldn't.
Yeah. If you didn't have it in your area, you probably just didn't have access to it.
That was just a guy, Richard Cumley, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Conely, who said Canada needs its own hero and created Captain Canuck. And he was Canada's version of Captain America.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Colleen. That was super sweet. She made me pinky swear not to tell you that it was. I didn't know what was coming, but she made me pinky swear not to tell you that she was sending something.
So yes, trying to. I got it. Thank you very much. Can I tell you how much I appreciate that?
Now you guys see that, I mean, like this is decoupage paper over a dark background. Like how fabulous is that? And we could leave it like this and it would be really cool, but you guys know me better than that. So because I want to use pastels and charcoals, my dry mediums over this. As a matter of fact, let's do a demo super quick. I wish it was a little bit more dry, but it's okay. If I go in here with my white right now, it's gonna mark on there some. You guys can see that mark? I wanna show you guys that, right? So that's me just coloring right over this surface. And you can see that. Now I'm gonna do the pastel ground and then I'm gonna show you guys again what it would be like. And let's find an area. This was the area that had like just the velvety or the regular one. And I'm not saying that you can't use your pastels over here, but like you guys, watch what happens. I'm gonna put a layer of pastel ground over this. And when I put the pastel ground over this, I'm gonna kind of cheat a little bit and try to camouflage the edges of my paper too. So because this is thicker, I'm gonna like kind of spackle the edges of my paper so that when we color everything, you won't be able to see the edges. So I'm just going to apply this on a nice thin coat. And basically I'm turning this into paper. I'm not even kidding you guys. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. And I'm gonna put it over the entire surface because I want the sheen of my entire piece to be the same. That's one way whenever you're like stacking your decoupage papers or you're putting different papers together, make sure that you cover the entire surface with each layer so that the sheen always looks the same. That goes a long way to help you blend your different papers. So I'm putting a super thin coat over everything. And then I'm going to go back in and add a little extra around the edges just to like camouflage the edges of the paper. So I'm going to use my pastel ground as like a spackle, a bit of a spackle, and then feather that out, right? So that visually, so physically, when we start painting, this will all be like one layer and you won't be able to tell. Now this is tissue paper, so it's not like the paper has a huge profile, but I do want to hide any profile that the paper might have around the edges so that it gets integrated into my piece. And this step you don't have to take, right? This is just Royce being extra. And then I'm just feathering that out, right? Because I don't want it to look like I just went around and spackled the edges. Okay. And you know what? I said I was going to tint this, didn't I? And then I didn't do it. Dag nabbit, it's okay. So I have the whole thing covered, and then we're going to dry it. It is going to become more transparent, but I did intend, my intention was to tint the pastel ground that I was going to put over these dark areas, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. You know what, Karen? It does look really pretty with just the black and white, right? But there is something magical about the pastels over a dark background. I just cannot get over it. Now, while we're drying this, I'm just question, How many of you are working in your journals with me on Mondays? Or even if you're just working on your journal on your own?
All right.
No pressure. I'm just asking.
Sorry, we were looking at hockey toys
Oh.
that he's decided he wants to ask Santa.
Oh, hockey in
Yes.
Arizona?
Karen Moyer, love this too, as is black and white repeat. Lee says same way, love it the way it is. Gonna try black and white over black and white.
Right? I would have never done this if I had not been playing the game. Oh, good, Karen. You guys, so I started a new group. I'm sorry, babe, super quick.
Yep.
I started a new group. I'm going to send an email out this week. I meant to get it out last week. But the new group, so I realized that I've expanded like kind of beyond what we've always done together. Am I going to stop upcycling and repurposing? Absolutely not. Like, I'm still going to do that. But I do think that I spend a lot of time talking about like mixed media. And for someone who's coming to me new, they might be confused when they go into the Royce Upcycling with Decoupage group. So I have created a new group, and that one's going to be specifically for like mixed media, journaling. You guys can share your journal pages in there, and it's a private group. So only those in the group will be able to see it. And so I'll be sending an email out and inviting you guys to come in. I know Facebook invited some people already before I was ready, Facebook. But that's going to be a really fun group, you guys. I'm going to have tips and tricks on there for working in your journals or working with mixed media. We can share tips and tricks. You guys can share the things that you know, and you can share your journal pages in there. I'm sorry, what did you say? What were you going to say, babe?
No.
Oh, yeah, Cheryl. On Sundays, your downtime, Flea. What were you going to say, baby?
We should mention that the yard sale that Royce has been talking about for a month did not occur.
It's been postponed again. Part of the problem is just the amount of stuff. There is just a true. I'm going to take pictures of some of the big items and just post them on Marketplace because I have that beautiful buffet in there, which Trisha asked about a buffet. I'm going to get her a picture. I have some wood ironing boards out there, really old ones. I have some. Oh, Chris, I did find. I'm going to have George. So those are in the buckets you asked about, Chris. Those are industrial, and they were on like a conveyor belt. And so I have 3, but they're all on the same conveyor belt. So I'll send you a picture and let me know if you want me to cut them off, or George, because he's going to have to use his grinder to do it. Or if you just want to leave all 3 of them on there. I'll send you a picture and you can let me know. So I want to make sure I dry this really good before I go in with my pastels, you guys. If you're doing this at home, I would encourage you to wait like a few hours before you start painting over your ground, because you really do want it to be stuck to your surface. But you guys know we're always rushing things when we're live because, you know, we're pushing the envelope all the time with the drying times. Yeah, Jenny, it happened because I want to say it was, who was it? One of the ladies from my retreat, she put her journal page inside of the retreat page, and she made a comment that it was Leslie Johnson. She made a comment that she didn't put it into the Royce group because it wasn't decoupage and she wasn't sure if that was the right place for it. And so that comment is what prompted me to make another group so that, you know, you guys can share in that group. Piece of cake.
Tomorrow's going into 2nd grade. I forgot somebody asked. I think it was Jenny.
Yes.
Yes, she's going into 2nd grade.
What grade did you teach, Jenny? Yeah, Flea. I could see that. There's some areas where I put it on thicker. It's taking a little longer to dry. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started because we're running out of time, y'all. So I have it there, and you guys can see that the pastel ground did make my paper a little ashy, right? It's a little bit. So it's like semi-transparent. You can still see through it, but you can also see the ground. So you're just gonna have to go over that with something, which is not like a huge deal. What I did last week or earlier this week or last Monday was I used a black charcoal. Did I lose my pastel? Oh Lord. I can just like go over the background with this and I can color that pastel and I can still see what's underneath, right? So it doesn't look ashy anymore. So I can just add some color to do that. And so I'll do that for all of it, but later. Right now, I want to focus on our flower. And for this particular flower, I found that it was difficult for me to keep up with the highlights. And so the paintable recycled decoupage papers are literally like painting by number, in that any areas where there's nothing, there's no lines, those are your highlights. And then you'll have some areas where there are fewer lines, and those are like your middle colors. And then you'll have places where there's like a bunch of lines and it's super dark. And that's where you put your dark colors. And so I'm going to go around with my pencil first because I want to map out all of my lights. And as I lay down my colors, you guys will keep seeing me reestablishing my highlights because I feel like that's what I'm going to lose sight of first. And so that's just my own personal preference with how I start. So I'm just going to go in. I'm going to do one. We're going to do this one petal right here just because of time. And then we'll finish this together next week. So I'm going to go into this petal and I'm like really softly doing this, but because the ground is on there, it's like literally like scraping the pigment off of my pencil. So I get this real like intense application that I just wouldn't get over a smoother surface.
Jenny Radell Long says, I did a page today with some recycled paper and some paper she made with old pattern paper. Turned out kind of neat.
Ooh. And it's yours in your journal, right? So like you can experiment and play without any judgment or anything. I said I'm gonna do one and then I went around. I'm sorry. My brain was ready to go, you guys. I had to call her back. Come back, Royce. We're just going to do one petal right now. I am going to do this one just because it's right next to that one. So anywhere where I don't see any marks, I'm just going in and I'm laying down this white. And they won't be white in the end because we're probably going to end up going over them. And so you can see how when you lay down that white, it's really going to help you carve this out from the background a lot. And so that's the white. And I was wondering what color should we paint? Because I generally do this in pink, but we don't have to use pink, right? We can use another color. I feel like fall is coming. So what if, and I wanted to talk about something else too. These are pan pastels, which these are wonderful to use, but a pan like this with 4 colors can be like $40. And so if you're just experimenting and you're not sure if you're going to like this or not, this might not be the best way to start. But you can get a whole like if you guys just downloaded the medium guide, I do have a link for a set of pastels. And I want to say it's like $30, but it's like a ton of colors for $30. So like, I feel like this is a good place to start rather than with the pan pastels. And the cool thing is, even though these are in sticks and I can absolutely go in and use them like this, it's not my personal favorite way to use pastels, but you can just use an emery board or even just something sharp, and you can just scrape off the color. And then you can use that. Where is my emery board? I just had one. Excuse me. Or you know what? I have my sandpaper strips from my little, this is a 400 grit from the little, the finger sander that a lot of us have. So I'm going to use this. This is the 400 grit, so it's not super strong. And I am just going to put some dust right here on my, and I'm just going to sand this pastel so I can use this dust. Ooh, this is a bright orange, but it's okay. I'm going to start here. And then I have my little, there are several different things that you can use. If you're just starting out and you are experimenting and you're not ready to make big investments, you can go to Dollar Tree and get the old school applicators that we used to use for eyeshadow. Those work really well to start with. Because I don't want you guys to make a big investment into something and then you're like, oh, I don't really care for that, right?
Jenny taught all grades K6, but specialized in K1 reading.
Oh, okay. I know I'm supposed to be working with Damar on his reading this summer. You know, it's interesting. His teacher said something to me earlier this year that I hadn't really thought about. And kindergarten and first grade, they're learning to read, but after that, they're reading to learn, right? So it's super important. So that's one of our goals this year. And so I'm going into any of the areas that are like, that have some lines, but they don't have like really dark lines. And if you have the paper, you guys know what I mean by that, right? I don't have a darker orange though. I want something that's kind of like a burnt orange, but I'm not seeing that. Let's try this color. And I could have just used one color, but you guys know how I am. And it's literally just coloring, just like you used to do when you were little. And I feel like projects like this, you can just kind of space out a little bit. And then, babe, I want you to spray this for me, okay? Before we leave tonight.
Yeah, you're 2 minutes past.
Okay. I just want to get at least one petal done.
Spray before it's all done?
I'm just going to have you spray just the one area. So I can't brush a sealer over this, right? Because everything will move around. And so you're going to want to use a spray fixative over this. I picked a petal that has a lot of. So this is one type of applicator. And then the one that I used last week was one of these, which you can get all these on Amazon. Where's my little... Oh, man. And these have like little things you can put over here. And they're like cushy. If you guys have the video from Monday, you can see me use this one. And I do like this one for blending. I'm really sad that I can't find it. We'll use this one. And the cool thing about these pastels is you can just keep layering over the top. But the color over the black is so intense and so beautiful. I want to get a little bit more on there, babe, because you do have to layer it to get to that really bright place. But you guys can begin to see that come to life, right? And so I'm going to go in and following these. And if you're on Facebook, you can put #map. And I do have another resource for you guys specifically for the paintable paper. So you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as the lines and like whether you're going to use a darker or a lighter color to go with the lines. And I don't know that I have a QR code. Oh, yellow would be pretty, huh, Michelle? Let's go in. And if you have tight areas like these little yellow, like, what do they call these things in the middle? I always forget the name of them. If you have something really tight, you can go in with a pencil. And you guys see how much color is coming off of that pencil? It's because it's basically being sanded off. And I don't have to apply hardly any pressure at all.
Colleen, for India ink, what kind of grounding would you want to use?
For India ink, you may want to do either like a clear gesso or even a watercolor ground. Either one.
Chris Schmidt says the pads are in the pan pastel stack.
Are they? I didn't see them, Chris. Am I crazy? I mean, because, I have priors for not seeing stuff. I don't see them because they're in a little pack. You know what? They're probably over there on that table. Let me see really quickly. Baby's like, you've been saying really quickly for 15 minutes now. I know, I'm coming, babe. I just want to get to a really good stopping point. And I saw some in my studio space, and I didn't grab them because I thought I have some out here. I just don't know where they are. But we'll see next week. We'll be back here next week, and we'll finish this together, you guys, and we'll work on getting everything painted. And again, I want to show you guys, just in case you came on late and you're wondering what the heck I'm doing, this was a page that we did inside of the journal. And so I'm taking this idea of what we did in the journal, and we're applying this idea to something, to this project. And I think, babe, we'll just wait to spray it. And so next week, we'll finish coloring this in, and we'll like, not really color the background because I do want the bricks to show, but we'll be able to tint the background, right? So that it's not ashy looking.
And pastel stack.
Yeah.
It says pistols and stains.
Oh my god, yeah.
Huh?
That's the things inside the plate.
Oh, okay. So I will have them next week.
We
I'm
just plant versions of hoo-has and doodads.
Hoo-has and doodads. So this is where we're going to leave off on this project. I'm sorry. I thought we would get further along, but there were a lot of steps. But I just wanted to be able to show that just because you do something inside of your art journal doesn't mean it has to stay in there. If you discover an idea that is super cool and that you're really excited about it, you can do it on something else. And even though we're using art supplies that we don't typically use in our niche, when I'm all done, we'll put a spray fixative over this, and we'll let that set for a little bit. And then I'm going to go over this, and I'll put a few coats of quality water-based, sealer, and I'll be able to use this. It'll be something functional that I can use because everything will be sealed appropriately. So that's all I have for you guys tonight, unless you guys had any more questions. I'm sitting here hollering pan pastels. I looked in the pan pastels. I didn't see them. I'm looking for the things that go on here, you guys. The little white fluffy things is what I was looking for. So I know that this is in there, but I was looking for the white part that goes on here. So I'm not seeing those. And then we'll practice and we'll play a little bit maybe with tinting the pastel ground too next week. But that is all I have tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope you guys are going to try it. Let me know if you try it. I'll send out an email this week showing you guys the group. The round stack. Oh, pan pastels. Okay, I got you. Yeah, but it's not in there. The makeup applicators are in there, but the things that go on the stick aren't in there.
Sharon Goyer says, thanks, Royce, David, and DeMar.
Yes, Karen, I do think it's going to be super pretty, and using the fall colors because I don't know, I'm just feeling like fall already. Maybe I'm praying for fall because it's so hot right now. That could very well be the case. But you guys have a blessed week. I will be live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. For Mad Scientist Mondays. Tomorrow, you guys, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna play the game. I feel like every time we meet, I'm like painting over the Royce Journal pages to start. But I want us to actually use one of the journal pages as a jump off for a creative project. And so tomorrow I'm going to be using, yes, Karen, fall. We need it. It's hot here. I'm dying. So anyways, that'll be tomorrow, 10 a.m. tomorrow for Mad Scientist Monday. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. You guys have a blessed week. And remember, where experimentation goes, creativity follows. Experiment and play and see what happens.